Hey guys, welcome back. Ever wondered what exactly ArchInstall does when you select a profile to install from? Well, wonder not anymore, because in this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. But before we get into it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, ring the bell to get notified of any new videos I put out in the future. All right, welcome to my desktop. So as you can see, I am on the ArchInstall Github, to which I'm going to leave a link to in the description below. But if you want to read the documentation, click this link I'm going to highlight right now. It's their official wiki. All right. So not to make the video too long, let's attack. Disclaimer though, this is not for the faint of heart. You need to know what you are doing. You need to know a little bit about Linux and specifically Arch Linux. All right. Okay, just head on to ArchInstall, default profiles, and desktops. This is where the desktop profiles, all of them lie. Hyperland, Qtfish, Deepin, GNOME, KDE. Of course, for this for this video, I'm going to be using, drumroll please, KDE Plasma. Are you surprised? I'm not. Anyway, so if you are curious, I'm not going to go over each and every profile in this video, but I'm going to start by saying ArchInstall is not doing anything wrong. They are following guidelines, each desktop environment and window manager's guidelines. They're doing a great job at it. And without the ArchInstall, Arch wouldn't have been adopted by more and more people, because previously you had to go through the ArchInstall guide, which isn't 100% noob friendly, but I still recommend using it over ArchInstall. That will forever be the case. I'm not going to change my mind. But we need to face reality. We need to face facts. People prefer convenience. That's why the ArchInstall script exists. So I know, as well as you do, that everyone will opt to use ArchInstall over the ArchInstall guide. But for the nerds, the ArchInstall guide is the best way to do it, which is similar to what we're going to do today. So for KDE Plasma, this is what it installs: Plasma Meta, Console, Kwrite, Dolphin, Arc, Plasma Workspace, which previously was Plasma Wayland Session. So as you can see, they have updated the script to fix the issue, and EGL Wayland. Now, don't get cheated that this is just a single package and that's a single package. This is a meta package. In case you don't know what a meta package is, it's just a shortcut to install other packages. To know more, you just copy that, go to the Arch packages section, and you hit paste. You click on it, and you see what it installs. But as you can see, Flatpak KCM is optional. It's not going to install that. It's going to install up to here. This is one of my gripes with whoever is maintaining the Plasma stack on Arch. Flatpak KCM is required now because guess what? More and more people are using Flatpaks, including myself. I have 64 Flatpaks installed currently on my system, as you can see from NeoFetch. So, yeah, in order to be able to manage permissions, I'll show you in settings. This is none other than application permissions. This is the KCM. KCM means system settings entry. Without this package, you don't get that. So the way ArchInstall does things, this package will not be included. So when you open settings, don't be surprised when you don't see this. That's why I'll be showing you my method of doing things. So I don't want to ramble on too long, but suffice it to say that this is it. And side note, I'm not saying that all the profiles are missing packages. Some profiles are complete. You can use them. It's an ick that I have, is that ArchInstall does not install complete stuff, complete desktop environments or window managers. I prefer to, when I select an option in ArchInstall, to install the necessary stuff for a functional system. But what I consider necessary, maybe not everybody considers necessary. I'm not attacking the developers of ArchInstall. Far from it. But there are some things. There are some things that kind of are being done wrong, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. Like, for example, in Hyperland, and I'm not a Hyperland professional, far from it. That's what it installs. That's just the bare necessary packages to get you into a session, a Hyperland session, with a yellow bar on top telling you, guess what? You need to get to work to make it function the way you want to, which isn't wrong, but this is not what users want. We need to face the reality here. Users want something that is ready to be used. The way they're offering it currently in ArchInstall, it's ready to do more work on top of. And there's an issue when it comes to NVIDIA users. For NVIDIA users, for us NVIDIA users, which I'm one of them, it will require a lot more work. We need the kernel modules. We need the 32-bit libraries, which ArchInstall does not enable the multi-lib repo by default. You'll have to remember to enable it yourself. And not everybody does remember that, and they wonder why they can't install the NVIDIA drivers completely. So, in my opinion, they need to add more packages here, and they need, for NVIDIA users, they need to include the kernel modules in order for Hyperland / Wayland to function correct. But I don't know how they do things internally in the ArchInstall group. So maybe it's gonna come in the future. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there for everyone to maybe they see this video, hopefully, and maybe think about implementing it. I don't know. So anyway, now onwards to the VM. All right. Now that we are in the VM, I increased the font size. First things first, I need to explain to you guys that something. In order to get the latest version of ArchInstall, you need to update and grab it, because an ISO, when you download an ISO from Arch official website, it doesn't always include the latest version of ArchInstall. I recommend you run this command, pacman-sy ArchInstall, to grab the latest one, to make sure you have the latest one, and then run it. All right? So we're going to hit enter right now. It's going to grab it, and we're going to start. Hit enter again. Now, clear, enter, so you guys can see. And now you type ArchInstall, and I recommend you run it with the advanced flag. All that will do is allow you to increase the parallel downloads. Why they hid it behind an advanced flag, I will never know. So hit enter. And I'm going to say this. You've seen already a million different videos about how to install Arch using the ArchInstall script. So I'm going to quickly go through these. No need. Disk. XFS goes long live XFS. No. Bootloader, long live grub. Swap, no. Host name, 0 arch. Root password, user account, add user, call him 0. Password, yes. Confirm and exit. Profile, skip that. This is important for this video. This is very important. Ignore the profile. Skip it completely, because we're going to do things manually. Audio, of course, Pipewire, kernel Linux. Skip that too, because we're going to do everything in Arch root. Parallel downloads, set it to, I'm going to set it to 6 because my connection is not that great. Network configuration, okay, time zone, I'm going to set it to my locale. You type the / to search, and you type Asia, Beirut. Yes. Optional repositories, make damn sure you enable the multi-lib repository. Otherwise, you're going to have issues later on. They need to enable it by default. I will always preach that forever. Okay, and now we go ahead and install. Press enter to continue. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we got liftoff. We'll be right back once it's done installing all its packages and stuff. Because my connection is slow, this will take 20 minutes. Believe it. For other people, it might take a minute. Take a minute or two. Be right back. All right, installation is done. So now you're going to be asked if you want to chroot. Of course you need to chroot. You don't even have a desktop environment or a window manager, nothing. You just have the basic package. So of course you hit enter to say yes and to show you. And now this is where the fun begins. So since we are chrooted into our just newly installed system, and as root, we don't need to run sudo. So we type pacman -s and the packages you want. First, KF6, KDE Framework 6. Of course, we need those. Second, Qt6. We need the Qt6 framework because it's Plasma 6, which uses Qt6. Don't worry, any packages that require Qt5 will pull in their relevant Qt5 libraries. Don't worry. So now we need package kit -qt6 for discover, which ArchInstall doesn't install for whatever reason. We need Plasma, and now you type the names of the packages you want to include, like Firefox, Git, wget, and so on and so forth. So by installing Plasma, that's the entire Plasma stack. Not the entirety of it, but you'll see. So there are other Plasma groups that we need to install. But first, you make sure to include the -- needed flag so we don't have to reinstall because some groups have common packages with others. So instead of having to waste bandwidth re-downloading them over and over again. So then we need KDE-system. Those are all groups, and I explained that in my previous video. Go watch it. I'll have a link to it at the end of this video in the cards. KDE-network, KDE-utility, KDE-graphics, KDE-multimedia. And that's it. That's all we need. And don't forget to include your drivers. So if you have NVIDIA, you type NVIDIA-DKMS. Never use the regular NVIDIA package. NVIDIA utils, NVIDIA-settings. And they're going to install their necessary lib32 since you enabled multilib, which is necessary. But in here, since it's a VM, I'm not going to install NVIDIA. So I'm going to go over here. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, when you hit enter, since you added groups, what is it going to do? It's going to ask you what packages of each group you need to install. Hit enter, and there you go. Now, I'm not going to let this video roll on and on and on and on and on. Suffice it to say, select what you need. And again, as I mentioned, also, this is not for the faint of heart. You will need to know what each package is or does before you select it. All right? So I'm going to pause the video, make my selection, and move on. All right. To let you know what I did, I just selected the entire Qt6 and KF6 stacks. But when it came to Plasma, I made my selection. And if you want, just pause the video and compare your selection with mine. This is what I consider necessary. Maybe you consider the entire stack necessary, just hit enter. So if you wanna select everything in all the groups, you just hit enter, 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 and you're done with it. But I don't recommend that. It's better to be selective than have a bloated system. So I'm gonna hit enter right now. And now this is the other group. Those are smaller groups. So we need Dolphin, we need Kcron, we need maybe KIO admin to open And this package is not included, by the way, in ArchInstall. KIO admin allows you to open Dolphin as root. Partition manager, we don't need partition manager. We use GNOME disks. It's way better than KDE's partition manager, in my opinion. So just 1, 2, and 5. Now, what do you want from KDE Network? We don't need 1. We don't need 2. We don't need 3 since we added Firefox. We need KDE Connect, KDE Network file sharing, maybe KGet for as a download manager, KIO Express, of course. G Drive, no. You get the idea. I'm not gonna make the video 50 minutes long, so I'll finish with all the sections and I'll be right back. I'm back. So I'm gonna be pausing again. I made my selection now. It's gonna install everything I selected, but we're not done yet. I'll be right back after this short break. Alrighty then. Installation is done. Well, to my surprise, it didn't take long. It just took what, 15 minutes? But anyway, I digress. We're not done yet. We installed the desktop environment. Now I'm gonna type clear, and now we need to enable SDDM, our login manager, because installing it is not enough. So we do systemctl enable SDDM. Enter. All right, now we can reboot and see our newly installed desktop environment. So we do exit and reboot. As you can see, system has been installed into our system. All right, there you go. Select either Wayland or X11, and since we're on a VM, it's preferable to select X11 and type your password. Hit enter. And ta-da! System installed. There you go. I just changed the system resolution because this is a VM and it doesn't include the QEMU utilities, the VD agent and stuff. But there you go. And since we installed the missing package for Discover, it's checking for updates and it works. No crashing, no nothing. Now you know of a better way to install your desktop environment or your window manager. And it has Firefox and every single package we included. It includes Git, wget, and everything. Ocular, everything we selected. So this, as I said, this is for advanced users. So, oh, we have one update of 2 megabytes. Yay. Settings, as you can see, it has Flat Hub and it has all the repositories. It works. We didn't even install Flatpak. We didn't need to install Flatpak because we we installed the package kit. Package kit has Flat Hub as a dependency. There you go. Oh, dude. This is how I like to use ArchInstall. All right. So this is how I like to install Arch. Now I have fallen in love with ArchInstall, but using it the unconventional way. I just take advantage of its disk partitioning, locales, host name, and everything, as you saw earlier in the video. But I skip the profiles and the extra packages. Those two options, I skip them completely, and then I do things in ArchRoot. That's how I like to do it. I know all the packages for Plasma. I'm a Plasma user, so I only install Plasma. I don't know what is necessary for other desktop environments or window managers. But if you are a window, let's say you are a Hyperland user and you know what packages you need to install to get your system up and running, do it that way via chroot. I know you can do it via the extra packages. I know there are other ways of doing it, or you can select a profile that is incomplete and then install the missing packages post install, which you can do via my toolkit, by the way. But I like to do it that way. Because that way I know what I'm installing on my system and I learn more and it gets ingrained in my brain up here how to what the names of the various packages are. So I do it blindly now. I know what to select from the groups. And what I love about the fact when you get when you select to install meta packages or groups, Pacman will prompt you, what packages do you want? Okay, you told me to install a meta package or a group, but I'm not gonna install willy-nilly everything unless you force me to by adding the dash dash no confirm flag. But if you don't include that flag, okay, here's what exists in that group. What do you want to install? Select. So yeah, there you go. Why ArchInstall does things the way they do them, especially for drivers, when it comes to drivers, I wouldn't know. But it's better to do driver. I would recommend to do drivers post install. Never do drivers via ArchInstall. Doing them after you have a working system is way better. That way you know your system is functional. I want to end this video by saying thank you if you have reached the end. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. And if you want to keep in mind that if you want to support the project, you can do so. I'll have a links in the description, of course, be it Ko-Fi, fundraiser, or by becoming a GitHub sponsor, or by clicking the join button down here and joining the channel. That way you get access to this video and other videos 24 hours before anyone else. Anyway, don't want to drag this too long. Thank you so much for everything. With that, keep on contributing to Linux and making it better. I'll see you in the next